Good morning and welcome back to Wepner Farms Productions. Today, got a little special job to do. Normally don't do this in the morning. I gotta feed calves. First thing we gotta do is get our little cart. This is how we're gonna carry our bottles down to the holding area, because we right now have 21 calves on milk in bottles. So that's pretty typical for us to have about that many. There's 24 pens over there. And that it's just how many we have right now. Now we gotta get the lights to turn on. They're motion censored. Oh yes, good morning. I need some coffee and another 2 hours of sleep. So we got 63 gallons made right now. Looks like the pasteurizer's doing what it's supposed to. Take a check on the milk. Milk looks good. Just want to make sure that it's not for some reason got a bunch of water in it or something. So here is our bottles. I assume that Teresa's got as many bottles out as we need, judging from the fact that there's 3 sitting there on that chemical barrel. So now we can flip all these bottles over and get them ready to fill. Alright, we got our bottles over here. Now we're at the milk taxi. I'll try to balance this on this 5-gallon pail a little bit. Now we gotta fill these bottles up. So we're gonna do that by actually unhooking this. This is gonna end up being a 2-minute job. We're gonna unhook this, pull it out, and there's actually gonna be some water in the end of this, so you just gotta run it. Get the water out. There's a little drain down there. It didn't just go plopping on the ground. So there's different settings on here. We're going for number 1. That's what we're going to use to fill our bottles up. That's about 3 quarts. And that's what we feed our calves when they're under 2 weeks of age. So gonna go right down the line here and fill these bottles up. Takes a minute. Alright, now we got all the bottles filled, or at least these 9. Now just going along and making sure that all these nipples, breather holes are good. There's these little, it's hard to see. There's a little breather hole. Just gotta make sure they all open up. Sometimes they get sealed up and then those bottles, they don't let the milk out very easily and they end up smashing the bottles, or the calves just get sick of sucking and then they quit drinking. So I'm gonna inspect them as I put them on and we'll get all the nipples on the bottles. Bottle cart's filled up. We got, what do we got, 21 bottles? Pretty sure it's 21, 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. So, got a couple obstacles driving this bad boy down to the calves. But it's a short walk, only about, I don't know, 100 feet, something like that. And then we can get all those babies fed. Look at all these cows sleeping in this morning. Wish I were a cow, I'd be sleeping right now. But since I got cows, I don't get to sleep. Ain't that crazy? So yeah. On our way there. Back by the calves now. I preferably like to start oldest to youngest, so this is actually the oldest calf we have in here. So we are going to grab her a bottle and we are going to give it to her. There you go. Drink up. It's the most fun when they drink their bottle without any help. So we're gonna back up here, go to our next calves here. Try to have this not roll away. We're just gonna keep throwing bottles in. I try to put the bleed hole towards the top. I don't know if it really matters or not. That's what I do. Drink up. Come on, guys. It's dinner time. Or breakfast, I suppose. Grab some more bottles. Thirsty? Here you are. You're thirsty? There you are. I do have, there's 4 calves on this side I have on XNL. Not 100% sure what's going through, but I had a couple calves. I've not been drinking the best. I got, this one got probiotics. We're trying some of these probiotics on some of the calves. I got another one on that side I was given probiotics to. I've been starting to do that when they start scouring, and then I've been using the XNL if I see any type of blood in the feces or anything. Let them go. Almost got a full bottle gone. And I don't even have all the calves fed yet. They're headed over to the other side now to do the same exact thing. This guy's got a messed up pail holder or bottle holder. They work this thing. There we go. You thirsty? Drink up. This is the one I've got on probiotics. He seemed quite aggressive yesterday, but you can see it from the side there. He had quite watery feces. He's scouring out. Aggressive drinker though. So that's half the battle, is making sure that they're drinking as they should be. Going down the line. Cart's rolling away. Stay here. So now we're getting to some of the newer ones that were born these past few days. These last 4 were actually born yesterday. So this one gets a normal bottle yet, and then this one, and that one all get some orange in their milk. This is that broken leg calf you guys saw. Not using that leg, a little concerned about it, but hopefully it's healing up. But it's definitely standing and it's using 3 legs, so good or bad, I don't know. So this is gonna be the more time consuming part here. We got those new calves that were born yesterday. They're probably not going to be super hungry, as they got a gallon of colostrum yesterday, and they drank, actually they drank pretty well last night, so I'm a little optimistic But these 4 calves, the first 2 feedings or so, we feed them this orange stuff. It's called Calf Ensure. It's really just a binder that's supposed to bind bacteria up. If it works or not, I don't know. I thought our calves seemed to be doing better after we started it, but you just never know. Either they're doing better because the calves were just doing better, or they're doing better because this stuff actually helps. So I couldn't honestly give you a fully honest answer on that. Well, it is an honest answer, but it's not a good answer. So here's our first one. He's sleepy. So getting his bottle mixed up a little bit, and then we're gonna see if we can't get him to drink. I'd like to get at least half a bottle down. Around 2 quarts would probably be sufficient for them at this age. Under, you know, they're just coming on 24 hours old right about now. So hopefully they drink, because it's always good when they drink. Come on, little buddy. There you go. Yep. Oh yeah, you're a big boy. The way some of these drink, I honestly don't know how they survive in the wild. Alright, about 10 minutes to get that bottle down. About a liter. About a liter short from drinking it all. But that's pretty good. That is gonna be plenty enough for that calf. Very aggressive little guy. Back her up. So now I gotta do that 3 more times. So hopefully the rest of them go a little faster. Got all the calves fed. I am now picking out empty bottles, reassuring that everybody drank their milk, which they all have so far. Watch out, buddy. Calves actually did really well today. Whoa, Wild Man Willie. So, you guys got your bottles all over the place. So yeah, calves look pretty good this morning. I don't think there's anybody that didn't drink, except for a couple of those newborns didn't quite finish their whole bottle, but that's okay. So now we got this little bit of milk that those new calves didn't drink. We're just gonna dump it in the tank here, and we'll just feed it up. Those calves over there, we're not really worried about cross-contamination because they're already well past any point in their life that they're probably gonna get sick from anything these little calves have, so we might as well try to use that milk. Got the milk poured out, now we're gonna take all the bottles, get all the nipples off, give them a rinse before we head out, get them soaking to get disinfected. Nipples are currently in bleach water, and this is chlorine dioxide, so they're just gonna soak in that while I'm out feeding those other calves, and then when I come back I'm gonna pull them out, throw them in the chlorine dioxide, probably wash a few bottles, and then we'll take them out of the chlorine dioxide after they've sat in there for just a few minutes. So now I think we're ready to go feed the rest of the calves. Sunrise, baby, sunrise. Headed to the calf barns on the Kubota. So, always start in this first barn with the youngest calves, and then we move on to the older calves. Majority of these calves in this barn are still getting ones. That's about 3 quarts, and there's probably just a few that are going to get 2s. Probably the next ones that'll be moved to that next barn, the buddy barn over there. So the biggest 9 in this barn essentially are going to get 2s, and that's just about a gallon. We're moving on to the newest ones. These ones would have been bottle fed yesterday. See if they catch on. Drink your milk. I'll get these 4 fed milk, and then I'll come back and make sure they're gonna drink. Looks like this one's maybe got it figured out. This one here, what are you gonna do? This one. So it looks like we got 2 of them doing it. See that 3rd one, 4th one. Feed this one too, since we know that those first 2 are drinking. Hello, buddy. You got this. Come on. In there. There you go. Alright, look at that. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's drinking. They're all done. It's a beautiful morning. Whoa there, buddy. Whoa. Whoa, easy does it. What do you got going on? Brought the whole pail with you. We're coming to help. Hold on. Hold on. Right on the tag. I'm sorry, buddy. We got her. We got her. Almost got this guy done. He is milking it out right to the end. He doesn't want me to leave his side. Come on, buddy. You're doing great. Nope. You're doing great. We'll get this guy done and then we'll move on to the other barn. Now these are the rowdy ones. This group has actually just been moved in here a few days ago, so we're not gonna lock them up, because if you lock them up too early, they seem to not care for the headlocks anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and get set up, and we're gonna start going down the line and making sure that everyone gets a spot. I already did this wrong because I should have started on that end. Maybe I'll just skip down there right away. The problem is, if you start on the wrong end, it seems to me that you do not have enough room to get that last cap in here, because they tend to swing themselves over. So back up. You gotta go to the next one. Right there. There you go, buddy. So now we're going to reverse and start filling these pails up. One at a time. Back up, back up. Down here. Come on. Come on. Down here. You're thinking. Actually don't want you there. Back up. Go to that one. Alright. You gotta go to the end. Back up. It can be a little tricky getting started here, especially not locking them up right now. They will switch spots, so you just got to be careful and make sure that you get everyone fed, otherwise some of them won't get fed if you don't pay attention. So we do have everyone fed now. I jumped in the pen quick and resituated them. Now that one jumped out, went to the end. Still got some, like that white one. That one don't want to lock up. This end one, that one tries to escape every time you try to lock it. It's unbelievable. But moving on to the next pen. The reason we lock them is because we don't want them sucking on one another. We actually have one heifer in that pen that's got a swelled up udder, because obviously she was getting sucked on. Not exactly sure who was sucking or when it really happened, but it's definitely one of the downsides to group pens, is that they like to suck on one another. So that's what the headlocks are for, to keep them locked up until they're no longer hungry. Still working out the little details on the best way to get them locked up, because we are having some issues with them not wanting to be locked up, and then they try to back out of there, and then their necks are getting a little bit swelled up. But they're definitely hungry, not scared to eat. All the calves are now fed. They're doing good. Had two I couldn't get locked up in here. If I'm be honest with you, Teresa definitely does a better job feeding calves than I do. I'm not as experienced, and I don't know. She's got, as a boss, I should learn how she does it better, because she does a really good job feeding these guys. And not saying I didn't do a good job, but she does it more efficiently and effectively, which is good. I'm glad that we have a good calf feeder that does a good job, and then I only have to deal with these guys maybe a couple times a month. So on our way back, we're gonna wash those bottles up and fill this up with water. We feed everybody in this barn free choice water during the day, because they do not have waters like the group pens have. We have the Kubota washed out. Now we're going to be filling that with warm water. And while that's filling up, we're going to give these a quick little stir again, just for fun. And then we're gonna pull all these nipples out. You probably couldn't even see me stirring them. We stir them up a little bit, pull the nipples out, put them in the chlorine dioxide. I don't really want to take my jacket off right now, so we're just trying not to completely soak myself. And getting these bottles soaking in the chlorine dioxide. So once we get these nipples out, then we'll start throwing bottles in, get them to soak up a little bit of this bleach water, give them a good scrubbing, and then we'll be dipping those in the chlorine dioxide as well. Not only do we need clean bottles, we need clean crates to put them in. So for anybody wondering, this chlorine dioxide is mixed up to 60 parts per million. So that's supposed to be safe to spray on to any utensils or anything you're feeding animals with. So just rinsing that stuff off in this batch is okay to be able to leave them sit and dry like that and then feed with them. It's supposed to be safe without burning them. So it's not strong enough to burn, but strong enough to kill the bacteria. Back to the barn we go. We got our water in the back, obviously. We use this water, one, it's for a free choice so that the calves have something to drink. And two, it actually helps to clean out the pails and keep everything just a little bit cleaner. So I'm gonna do pretty much the exact same thing I did when little Ricky's coming to bed calves. And do the same thing as when we fed milk, except it's with water now. We got one side fed. They're all drinking some water. Look at them go. Chances are they probably won't drink most of the water that I'm putting out right now. But if anything, they got a little bit cleaner pail for the next feeding of milk. So there's not milk sitting in here stagnant all day. And then on the days that it freezes, it's got to be picked up, obviously, because otherwise it's going to freeze. But on warmer days, once we start getting up in the staying 40 all day, be more prone to leaving the water there all day. But they do get free choice water twice a day, morning and night. And then obviously once it gets warmer out, we'll have to pick up the water before we feed the milk. But a lot of times once it gets warmer out, if you can feed the right amount of water, usually they'll have all the water gone and you don't have much to pick up. But if you feed too much water, well, then you're just making yourself more work. So, just kind of judge also, like if there's a calf that I know is gonna drink more water, I'll probably feed it more water. If it's drinking out of the pail when I'm feeding the water, I'll probably give it a little more water. If I give it water and it doesn't even get up at all, I probably will not feed it as much water. So kind of just go based on what I think the calf is going to do, how much water I'm going to give it. But they usually get about 2 quarts of water. We're now in the group barn. These guys don't actually need water at all, but we will feed them water. Sometimes they like the warm water a little more than the cold water that they have in the Ritchie waters. But we're more so making sure these pails are rinsed out. So when I'm dumping it in, I kind of just give it a little rinse, kind of work it around. The calves, if they want to, they can come drink it. If they don't want to, I'm not offended if they don't. But I do know that I'll probably have to pick all this water up. So, looking for milk spots in the pail. Trying not to spill it on the ground, ideally, but it happens. So yeah, now these guys will be let out after I feed them water. They've been locked up for probably roughly 15 minutes or so. Then they'll get out, be able to eat grain, lay down, do whatever calves do the rest of the day. Starting to get pretty far away from these pails. So I'm gonna set you guys down and finish up this water. Alright, now it's time to let these guys out. Pretty easy. Just flip this lever and that lets them out. Down to the next pen. Flip the lever, lets them out. I do think these headlocks could be a little bit bigger. Because every once in a while, you got one of these big old Angus. They're big chumpy heads. I can't get their heads out. But I don't know, maybe just some more adjusting that needs to be done. We'll help little Ricky get the rest of these gates open and then we'll proceed with calf chores. So now we got to grab our bottle of XNL and we have a tube of probiotics and we're gonna go check on those calves down there that we fed right away at the beginning of this video, and there's a few calves that I have on XNL. Got to make sure there's no more to put on XNL. I didn't see any earlier this morning, but now that we fed them, we'll be able to see what their manure looks like. So we're gonna head down there and check it out. First thing I'm doing down here, I'm looking at these calves. All the ones I gave shots to have been on shots for 3 days, and they're all looking really good. So I'm taking everyone off XNL except for this end calf and this Angus. I'm going to keep on XNL for at least another day or so. Looks like their manure is firming up, which is very good. And yeah, so I'm gonna give those 2 calves XNL, and then I have 2 calves over there I'm gonna give those probiotics to. So XNL 3 cc's to the neck. Easy as that. So XNL will help kill bacteria and help the calf feel better. And then got this other calf, and then we'll give probiotics. All right, these probiotics given through the mouth. It's really black and juicy stuff. So we're gonna give this guy a little head turn. I don't know if you guys can see him at all, but stick tube down in there. I'm gonna kind of just let him suck on it. So, half a tube of this stuff for 2 days. 1 time per day. So, boy, ambitious bugger. So, he's done. Now, I want to do this little Angus here. I forgot to press record. But I've been just leaving the tube on top of the corresponding pen so that I remember to give it to it. Then when the tube's gone, obviously you don't have to give it anymore. And now we're done feeding calves. That's everything we gotta do for them. So hope that was a pretty well in-depth video of our calf feeding here. I think I covered a lot of stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.